Hello, Leo friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Leo February 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Leo is your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, or any other Leo placement that you're watching for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're very late degree Leo friends, so August 15th or so through the rest of the sign, or 23 degrees or so Leo placement through the rest of the sign, then I suggest you additionally listen to my Virgo report, as both of those readings will have information for you, very late degree friends. The theme of this month is full moon in Leo drama, but there are so many other things for us to talk about as well, and we'll just take all of this piece by piece. But we'll start right from the beginning with the title theme here, because the month February 5th, full moon in Leo, 16 degrees. In general, it's a time to allow yourself to create and express. It can be a massive amount of fun, but there are a whole lot of other layers that are going on here for everybody, but especially for Leo placements. So let's just break it down. First thing to know is that full moons bring completion, fruition, drama, manifestation, an elucidation of something that was hidden, an exacerbation of something that was under the surface, or a major accomplishment. So this can run the gamut from super dramatic in a stressful way to super dramatic in an amazing way that's a culmination even of 13 months of efforts, because everything involving the moon cycles have a 13 moon storyline, more or less. So it's a 13, moon cycle, which, is around a year. So this is something that you could have been working on for a while. You could be doing a big reveal, and you've got amazing stars for that. We'll go into more details about that soon. You could be changing your physical appearance dramatically. You could be having a breakthrough with your healing work. You could be redefining how you present yourself to the world. Maybe you've been an architect forever and now all of a sudden you're a dancer, or, something where your soul is calling out for a different kind of expression, whether it's physical or whether this is a spiritual shift or whatever level this is on. This is how the month is starting out. So this is a really big deal. All Leos will be feeling it. But those of you closer to 16 degrees are going to feel the most personal impact from this, or most notable impact from this. So we'll say 11 degrees through 21 degrees, and the closer to 16 degrees, the more of a pow you got here. So that's basically like August 1st through 11th, the closer to around the 6th, the more it ties in more closely to your placements. Having a full moon in Leo, and in your first house, as it is for you in this case, can definitely bring attention to you, for better or worse. And it definitely can put you in the spotlight or bring you some recognition. So if there's something you've been working on that you want to present in that way, you have a massive amount of support for that. This full moon also has some other concurring aspects. So we'll just kind of look at a couple of layers. We do have a square with the planet Uranus, so there could be a jolt or an unpleasant surprise. But we also have a trine with Chiron, which could bring healing to a long-term problem or weakness, a strengthening of a weakness. And we've got a little boost with the sign of Mars. So this could be a major activation for you to take important action. So on that topic, I'm just going to go right into one of my favorite things about this month in general. It's the first and longest open window of direct planets of 2023. We're not going to have feverishly forward-moving energy for as long or as powerful at any other time this year as we do now. And this is really exciting because we're just coming off of from September 2022 through January of 2023, this massive internal retrospective deep dive into the past and, the inner workings of things. And a lot of forward movement was halted. A lot of vacillation and confusion from this Mars moving through Gemini, switching back and forth, different ideas, and not really sure what to decide. A lot of indecision, a lot of lack of clarity. So now as we're moving into this period of time of open stars, even all of the outer planets are going direct. This is very rare. And, so this is really a time for proactivity, for forward movement, for big decisions, for anything that you want to go far and wide, a launch, a decision, an announcement, an engagement, a wedding, a move, a big investment. February, March, into beginning of April has so much zest that you can make up for a massive amount of time. So you could accomplish in a very short amount of time, days, weeks, or even days, what it seemed like was halted for months at a time. So this is really exciting, and it's especially exciting when tied into this full moon in your sign, because there's some, possibilities that something you've been working on for a while is really ready to come out and comes out in a really big way. Something else notable about this month is that we have another month, January was the same, where we have more sweet compared to salty aspects. Sweet aspects are what I call when the planets are speaking each other's language and there's more harmony and opportunities. And the salty ones are where they bump and they're not getting along. So we've got a few of those this month, but for the most part, it's pretty smooth. And we do dominate in the sweet department. So that's not everything, but it is a layer of this month that is noteworthy and it's exciting. Something else that's noteworthy about this month is that we are still on this break from the really intense eclipse cycle. The Taurus and Scorpio eclipse cycle that started at the end of 2021 has not been in a very good angle for Leo placement. So you might have had a lot of hardships and challenges that have come from this since the end of 2021 and very fresh in your mind from September, October, November, even lingering a bit into December. So January and February were really just kind of in an integration period from the last eclipse cycle. A lot of karma was cleared. A lot of way was made for new, fresh things and blazing forward. And we're not quite yet into the next eclipse cycle, but there is something noteworthy about the next eclipse cycle. So besides being the second to last Taurus Scorpio storyline at the end of 2023 at the end of 2023, that completes that storyline. But what is going to start very soon, and we will start really feeling this even in March, is the Aries-Libra eclipse cycle starting to work their way in. So this is great news for Leo because these are at least a nice aspect for your Leo placement. I don't know what else you got going on in your chart. I can't speak to that. But so hopefully the changes that come from these might be a little bit easier to process. You can think back to 1995 through 1997, 2004 to 2006, the end of 2013 and 2016. And around now, through 2025, there will be similar types of radical changes. Now, if something challenging happened in one of those time frames before, that doesn't mean that something like that will happen again. But just kind of showing you the types of changes that came into your life in those time frames might be giving you a hint of what's to come. So what's notable about this month is that even though you might get some whispers about what those things could be, for the most part, we're still kind of in a break here. And that is a very precious time, because we are going to kind of go fast and furious here pretty soon into the eclipse time. So we can relax a little bit here, especially after the full moon, whatever happens at the beginning of the month, and just kind of settle into the other energies. So some other things that are happening this month, we do have the sun moving through Aquarius. Aquarius lights up your house of relationships. The sun is like a spotlight. So wherever it goes, it brings warmth, it brings, elucidation. So it's kind of like turning a bright light on in a dark room. You can see the cobwebs and you can see things better than you could have in the dim light. So you might see some problems or some things that have to be worked out that need attention. But you can also see the beautiful colors, you can see artwork better, you can see the pretty things about the relationship space. So, this is happening. There's zest, there's warmth, there's fire, there's energy into your relationship space. And that's for romantic, business, partnerships, clients, and even just people who help you or who you help. That is in opposition to your placement, so that can make you feel like you're being pulled in two different directions. And this is a storyline that kind of has been happening for a while too, because Saturn's been moving through Aquarius. So you've been kind of having this long-term thing of like you having certain needs and maybe your partnerships or relationships or clients needing certain things and just trying to find that magical balance. So there's a little bit more of that going on. But if you need help with something, finding the perfect person to assist you may be part of the manifestation here. Now, on this topic of Mars moving through Gemini for a long period of time, now it's, really starting to get zesty. Ambitions are returning, zest, the, clarity about the future, these kind of things, and the will to make and take action and be able to do that without being interfered with. So, Leo people tend to be action-oriented people. And so you'll start to see that efforts that may have been slowed down before might really start racing forward. And more importantly, your clarity about which decisions to make. You may have been vacillating between two things. And this is, really frustrating, can be really frustrating, but you might start to be able to more clearly pick what that's supposed to be. Now, hopefully that wasn't too hard on you, because at least it wasn't a nice angle for your placement. All this time has been this beautiful 60-degree angle of extended opportunities. So hopefully you've felt those and you've taken advantage of them. But at least, hopefully you'll start to be able to make those decisions. And if not yet, then as the month progresses and Venus gets out of emotional Pisces and into fellow fire sign, you'll probably start to see things lighting up even more. So Jupiter is in the sign of Aries. It did a little dip back into Pisces the end of last year, but now it's very strong moving through Aries, fellow fire sign, and this is full of opportunities for Leo placements. So these topics of education and teaching, and you being a teacher, you publishing and speaking and expressing yourself for money or for fulfillment, spiritual studies, anything that expands your horizons, immigration, different languages, different cultures. Jupiter is seeking to expand those areas for you and really wants to expand those horizons and perspectives. So that force is at work. And later in the month, and that's being through May, into May. And then moving towards the end of February, you're going to have Venus coming and doing a full circuit where everybody in the Leo spectrum will get a trine from Venus, which rules love and beauty and money and comfort and sustenance. So there's just a lot of glowing energy that really is, again, very action-oriented, because that has not been what has been going on. And actions taken may not have carried very far, but that is all changing now. Some other things going on here. We do have a lot of short-term energy and a lot of long-term energy and a bit of short-term energy moving through Pisces. And there are some trines being made with some fellow water signs that can bring a lot of sweet, harmonious emotional connections, especially to your relationship space and your inner psychology. It's a really good time for psychological breakthroughs, spiritual breakthroughs, and to really just connect in with the divine and other people in meaningful ways. And there's a special couple of days where we've got a new moon in the sign of Pisces. So February 19th to 20th, there's a new moon in the sign of Pisces. And that can bring a chance to let yourself just have your dreams and imagine and feel your way into a new reality, or surrender a problem to the divine, or have an artistic expression, or have a quiet, private rendezvous with somebody close to you, or take just a spiritual kind of retreat, or have some quiet personal pursuits. Some emotional topics involving money or love may come up because of this transit, but it will shift very quickly. So if there does seem to be some things coming up that have to be dealt with, probably as Venus moves into Aries, as the month goes on, that will all shift. If you want to have a deep dive into the direct and retrograde cycle of 2023, go to AnnieBAstrology.com, Annie, the letter B, astrology.com, or look in the notes underneath the video or podcast, because in my exclusive content portal, I have the whole retrograde and direct cycle of the year to help you make your plans, because as you will see this month, things are going to move forward and be a lot easier for you to make progress. And if you understand the nature of those direct and retrograde transits, it's easier for you to align with natural rhythms of the universe, which makes everything easier for you. If you want to have a write-up of more of these dates that I talked about, of how things may affect you, what aspects are occurring, delivered to your inbox 1 month early, then go to anniehelpsyou.com and sign up for my free email newsletter. And at that site, you can also see more free goodies I have for you each month. I have lots of blogs and all kinds of things. If you want to learn astrology as part or all of your profession and earn money from your love of the stars, or just learn how to do astrology to help yourself and your friends, you will love my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Course. This is my area where I shine, teaching astrology to help you understand why things may happen, not just what may happen, is what I love to do, and linking that directly to earning money is what I'm good at. So you can see that at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. You can find all these links in the notes underneath the podcast or video. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.